And I'm the Director of Fine Arts for the New Bedford Public Schools. This evening is our spring district-wide art show. So we have over 3,000 pieces in this show, students from K all the way to 12. Now, our elementary school students are not judged because we feel they really need to be learning more about the creative process. They need to feel confident about their work. So we don't want to put any type of judgment on their work. However, at middle and high school level, we start to see that some students really have not only the talent, but the perseverance for excellence. So when we see those things coming out in the work, the judges, which are an independent panel of judges, they note that and they are giving them either a silver star or a gold star. Now, the gold stars will move on to the next round, to the next level, to a special type of art award called Scholastic Art Award. There is a Massachusetts level and then a national level. This is one of the most esteemed artistic and writing awards in the country. So what we'll do for the students is digitally submit all of their work from our schools as our representatives, and then we'll see if they move on to the next level. This year we did have students in the 2013-14 Scholastic Art Awards that moved on to the national level. It's very exciting. We expect that will happen again. Hello and welcome to our 2014 Spring Arts Show. My name is Carrie Quinlan-Joe and I'm the Director of Fine Arts for the City of New Bedford's Public Schools. We have over 3,000 pieces of student art on display here tonight. It is the absolute largest student art exhibit in the entire state, perhaps the country, we're not sure, but definitely the state. So on behalf of all of the teachers and students, we want to thank you for coming out tonight to our recognition ceremony. And what I'd like you to do, please, is to stand for our Pledge of Allegiance and National Anthem. I'd like to welcome to the stage Ms. Hannah Boudreau, who is a senior at New Bedford High School. She will be leading us in the anthem, but first, let's pledge together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hannah Boudreau.
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red flame, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Hannah. That was beautiful. Now, if you came a little earlier tonight, you had the pleasure to hear two of our jazz ensembles. The last group that played was our New Bedford High School Jazz Combo, and this combo is made up of advanced students. They're under the direction of Mr. Mark Souza, and we would like to formally thank them for playing for us tonight. Thank you, you guys were awesome. And prior to that, if you were here, you would have heard our All-City Middle School Jazz Band, and that's under the direction of Mr. Tim Mason, and they were equally as awesome. So thank you for coming. Tonight is a celebration of visual arts and of performing arts, but mostly visual arts tonight, because our art show showcases the works of all of our students in grades K through 12. These are selected works from each of our schools, and they're on display for you to see tonight. Now, I think most of us intrinsically know what the arts can bring to education and to our schools, but I do want you to think for a minute about a few of these things. The arts are a core academic subject designated under No Child Left Behind. They're also part of what's called Mass Core, which are the graduation requirements for high school. So every child going through our system will need to choose what type of art they would like to pursue in high school in order to graduate. But more importantly, they're part of a collection of skills called the 21st Century Skills. And the 21st Century Skills have something called the 3 R's, which we know about, and the 4 C's of creativity, collaboration, critical thinking, and communication. And that's something that the arts can really highlight and expand upon. So if you consider yourself an artist or a musician, or maybe you're just interested in it and you want to try that out, what you're doing in school when you learn the arts is really expanding your ability to have life and work skills beyond school. And so we really applaud you first for having your passion and your creativity, but also for really pursuing the arts deeply, for thoughtfully moving forward and learning the skills and the habits of mind that will take you very, very far in life. So with that said, I would like to welcome to the stage our leader of New Bedford Public Schools. Please give a warm welcome to the stage, Dr. Pierre Durkin.
Thank you. I am delighted to be here. Last year when I was first appointed to New Bedford, I wasn't able to make this night, and I knew how powerful it was. So I want to share with you, tonight is a night about celebration. It is about power and passion, but it's also about persistence. Every one of you who has participated in the arts, whether it be the visual arts or the performing arts, know that practice has to happen, that you don't get it right the first time. And I have the belief that New Bedford Public Schools, with the brilliance of 12,600 children that I have the privilege to serve, and 1,000 teachers that I have the privilege to work with, have the power and the brilliance to transform this school system to be the very best in Massachusetts. Yes. And part of being the best is allowing and celebrating everyone's gifts. So not only are we trying to be the best readers and writers and engineers and eventual teachers and lawyers and doctors, but we also want to be the best artists. And everyone has within them the power of the arts to create something that they never thought they were able to do, but either a teacher or a coach or a friend or a mom or a dad or a grandmother or grandfather said, you can do this. So I ask you tonight to enjoy every piece of art that you see, to celebrate those that you did, to congratulate our wonderful group that was up here before, and remember that all of you have the power to change what you are doing and create something very beautiful within yourselves and for others to celebrate. Thank you very much.
And at this time, I do see that there are other administrators in the audience who've come out to support their teachers and their students. So if you are a New Bedford Public School principal or central office administrator, could you stand so that we could thank you for coming? And I see some of you are already standing. Don't be shy. And I did have the privilege of seeing folks in the halls all around, so people are still everywhere. We see over 2,000 people at this particular event. So I'd like to next welcome to the stage the vice chairperson of our school committee, and that is Mr. Jack Livermento Jr. Please welcome him.
Good evening. I recall a story of a young man speaking with a sculptor actually, asking him how did he know that there was a person trapped inside that block of stone. That is what artists do. They take a blank sheet of paper and through a series of lines and colors, transform that sheet of paper into a vision that they would like to convey to other people. It is an amazing ability and skill that some of us have, and that with the help of a teacher, they can build upon those skills and produce wonders we never imagined. As a mentor for the Smiles program, I could see that artistic ability in the skill of one of the students with whom I worked. I would encourage him to stretch that skill and to use it to expand his knowledge in other fields of writing and math. For that is what writing and math are. It is taking a blank sheet of paper and placing words upon that to convey a thought, an idea to other members of our community. The same is true of numbers, just requiring different rules. That is why I think it is critical in our schools. It is a road that enables some students to obtain an education who may be frustrated with either words or numbers. Art can be the key that opens many doors to the vast field of education. It is a shame that because of budget restraints, all too often, the area of art is usually one of the first areas which we look to cut. We need to turn that way of thinking around. It has been said before, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Therefore, I commend all the artists whose artwork graced the walls of this administration, including their sculptures. Congratulations on your abilities. Use that as a starting point to expand your knowledge in the field of art, literature, math, and science. We really need to transform that acronym of STEM, Science, Technology, Energy, Engineering, and Math, to a new acronym of STEAM, Science, Technology, Energy, Engineering, Art, and Math, and make sure that art is included. Congratulations to our teachers who inspire, instruct, and guide our students down the paths that expand their knowledge. We thank you all for your hard work. On behalf of all of the members of the school committee, we honor you and we thank you. We would also like to thank our students continued success in the fields you choose, especially the field of art. We'd also like to thank our parents for their continued support. Thank you for everyone who's come here this evening to really look at that art, to support your children, to support your students. Thank you to the teachers who have helped them reach the goals so far in their particular art field. Congratulations and continued good work. Thank you.
I know there are other school committee members in the audience tonight, so I would also like to recognize them. I see Mr. Josh Amaral. Thank you for coming. And I did get many replies from other folks who said, I'm sorry, I'm already scheduled into this or that meeting, so I'd like to thank them for coming around a different day and seeing the work that you have here. Our next speaker on the stage brings you greetings from the Mayor's office, and we'd like to welcome, please, the Assistant Chief of Staff, Ms. Christine Arsenault.
Good evening, everyone. Mayor Mitchell sends his regrets that he could not be here with you today. I am, however, very honored to be here. I want to extend, just as Mr. Livermento did, thanks to all of our students, all of our artists, all of our talented teachers, and all of the families that support the creativity of our children, both in the visual and performing arts. You did a lovely job earlier, thank you. And just want to stress the importance of arts in our city. Our beloved city of New Bedford has, for a very long time, going way back in history, been a supporter of the arts. So you here today, on a night such as this, one of our AHA nights, which exemplifies our appreciation of the arts in our community, is a perfect example. So whether you continue on with arts as a hobby or as just simple appreciation or perhaps a profession, this is a great start, and all the skills that you learn doing your arts, whatever it may be, will serve you well in the future. Expression of your creativity and thoughts and ideas will serve you in every capacity. So thank you, keep doing what you're doing, and enjoy your evening.
And continuing the theme of knowing that as students in New Bedford Public Schools, you are part of a very special community and you might not realize it. New Bedford is known throughout Massachusetts as an arts and culture city, a place that really recognizes artwork, but also knows that it's part of our fabric. So as our last speaker from the city, we'd like to welcome the President of the City Council, Mr. Joseph Lopes.
Thank you. I also have my colleague, Councilor at Large Linda Morad, here as well. I'll also say congratulations to each one of the kids that participate in the art show and to each one of your teachers. It made me realize when I was a student, and my 8th grade art teacher was Mrs. Rose, and we were doing a charcoal drawing one day, and I made a mistake and I asked for an eraser. She said, "Art's not perfect. You get to interpret art your own way." So she didn't give anybody erasers, and you had to learn from that. And I remember looking at her as a little 8th grade student saying, I wish that was the same way in English class, because there's a lot of red ink on my papers. But the beautiful thing about art, and she taught me then, even at a young age, was that it's how you feel when you're doing it. And when I took a chance to walk through today and see all the work that was done, from the kids at the elementary school, the junior high, and the high school, and you could see that each one of those kids put their heart into it, and they drew what they were feeling. It might have been something that was geared to what they were doing in the class, but each kid put his or her own spin on it. And that's the beauty of the arts. No matter what you do, you get to put your spin on it, your taste, your reflection. And it doesn't matter if you're playing a musical instrument or if you're drawing. It's your taste and what you want to see something happen. So each one of you that are participating in the arts, I wish you the best of luck. Continue doing it. It's a beautiful program, and the city is lucky that we have so many dedicated teachers, but also so many kids that are willing to participate and be willing to draw, to express themselves. It's not always, the academics or the sports that gets all the the accolades, but so does the art. So congratulations to the kids that were participating earlier, especially the jazz group. You were amazing. It was fantastic to hear you. And to the kids that sang earlier, fantastic job. And to everyone that participated in the program, great job, and thank you.
Now, before we bring our featured speaker up here for the evening, I do want to recognize a very special member of the audience. I want you to know that not only do we have a public school system here in New Bedford, but there is a statewide overarching school system that you could call it. It's called the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, and we look to them for guidance and support. And we have a special person here with us tonight. Her name is Dr. Lurleen Munoz Bennett, and she is, and I know I will mess up her title, but she is in charge of the arts statewide for all of Massachusetts. So could you please give her applause and thank her for coming tonight? So every year we try to feature someone who is local, someone who is vibrant and full of life, who really exemplifies what the arts are here in New Bedford. And so this year I found this person again, and I reached out to him and said, would you please speak to our students and our parents to give us a little bit of your inspiration to move us forward as we grow and learn together. So that person this year has graciously agreed to speak with us. He has an opening in his own gallery tonight and took the time out to be with us. So please give great applause to Mr. Jeremiah Hernandez of the Ugly Gallery here in New Bedford.
So I got an email that said keynote, and I missed that part. I thought I was just gonna have 30 seconds like the few people that went before me. So thank you for having me, and thank you for being here. I'm not really good at addressing crowds or anything like that. If you catch me one-on-one, we'll have a grand old conversation, I promise. Firstly, my name is Jeremiah Hernandez. I'm the co-founder of Ugly Gallery in New Bedford, Massachusetts on Union Street. We are an urban contemporary art gallery, art and apparel gallery as well. And we've been there for 3 years on Tuesday. What a ride it's been. So I guess we're here to talk about what we do at the gallery, the value of art, and its importance in education. Those are really, really simple things to talk about. So the gallery, 3 years ago, urban contemporary art, we show anything from what some might consider graffiti, to street art. We also show contemporary assemblages made of trash. Right now we have a whale hanging from the ceiling. We have grass growing in the middle of the gallery. And it's all because of creative people like you out there. The one thing I want you to take away from this conversation is that I am not an artist. So I loved my education here in the New Bedford Public Schools. I thought it was well-rounded. I enjoyed myself, but I think my last art education class was in 8th grade. Once I got to high school, I was on the fast track to college, and art wasn't ever part of that. So not a knock on anything that I received from this amazing educational system. I think New Bedford Public Schools are really, really a diamond in the rough. Y'all are our future. We love you, we care about you, and we want to see you succeed. And I feel like that sentiment was given to us, and that wasn't a very long time ago. And I know I know times have changed, and I never thought I'd be the guy that said when I was your age. But quickly that's become the norm. We work at the Ugly Gallery. We really try our darndest to support artists like yourself by neatly displaying your art on our walls and trying to sell them to folks in and around the area through either walk-ins or the internet. We have a really amazing internet presence, and I think that gives us the opportunity to give what we can to the community, not worrying so much about, you know, where is the next rent check gonna come from? Because we all know that although this area is amazing, we may still be a little bit behind the 8 ball in terms of being able to just sell. I sell luxury goods. Like, people are worried about food and shelter and things like that, but it's a tough gig. I'll tell you, this art thing, you artists, you're in for a haul. You have a long road ahead of you. It's gonna be a lot of work, but you are what drives everything that goes on. The walls that are crumbling in this building were designed by an artist. The seat you are sitting in that is really comfortable was designed by an artist. It was first sketched by an illustrator. You know, like, everything we see, everything we touch was touched by an artist at one point or another. They are essential to the form and function of how our society works. The signs you see on the street, the paint on the bathroom door, those are all forms of creativity, whether commercial or just creative, that are all tied back to the arts. Without the arts, we just don't survive as a society. One really scary part of World War II was Hitler's effort to remove culture from not only his area that he controlled, but the world's culture. And he did that by hoarding art from all the museums in all the cities that they pillaged. So his ultimate goal was to destroy it all, therefore destroying historical relics and the culture from which we all derive. You know, like, it's historical, it was there. And we would have lost that. And to lose art in our daily life and in the broader picture would be detrimental to our society. So, like, artists, you are what drives this bus. Don't let anybody tell you different. Although the arts are not recognized, and awarded gainfully and financially and stressed in schools, we all have the opportunity to create. I'm gonna say again, I am not an artist, but I love helping you guys create. Well, this weekend, we did an art installation on West Rodney French Boulevard in collaboration with the National Parks. We did an art installation last year in downtown New Bedford. I helped on all those things. It was amazing. I didn't create any of it. I just picked things up and put things down, but I was a part of it. I've traveled all over the US, Florida, New York, San Francisco, you know, Boston, Providence. I mean, I've been everywhere. I'm an art hunter. I call myself, I'm gonna refrain from what I call myself, but I hoard culture. I just want to suck it all in because I can't create. I cannot draw a straight line with a ruler. And finding all this public art all over the nation has been really inspiring. And hopefully, my goal as a non-creative is to find a way to make more public art happen in our community with artists just like you. So stay creative. That's one thing I want you guys to take from this. Stay creative at all costs. Stay creative, because without you, it just doesn't work. Thank you for your time.
So at this point, we want to award to an outstanding student artist the Best in Show Award. Now, for those of you out in the audience who are student artists, we are going to recognize all of you in a minute en masse, all at once. But what I want you to know is that if you won a gold award, then what's going to happen with your artwork is that it will get digitally photographed and sent to the Scholastic Art Awards, which is a national program. So if you won a gold award this year, then next year it will get sent on. So we are very, very excited about that opportunity to do that for you. If you won a silver award, we also want to congratulate you, because that was an amazing piece of art that we saw. And when I say we, I don't mean me, because I didn't judge any of them. We have an outside panel of judges, of professional artists, and they went through the entire exhibit many times for many hours deciding on these pieces of art. So you will get ribbons, and they'll be given to you with certificates at your school that will say your names. It'll be very special, but because there are hundreds of you guys, we do want to do that at the school and not tonight, because otherwise we wouldn't be going home until about 9 or 10 o'clock. And I don't think anybody wants that. So we've decided to give out the one Best in Show Award. Now this was, all the judges had to agree, and unanimously when they looked at this piece, they went, whoa, this is the one. So I do want to congratulate this person. So at this time, could we please have coming to the stage from the Normandan Middle School, Miss Abigail Jupin. And if you want to see Abigail's piece, it's down in that hallway, and it's a gargoyle on a piece of stone. It is very, very cool. So congratulations, Abigail. That was excellent work. Now, if there are any students in the audience, first let's do this. Any student who has a piece of art in the show, please stand up so we can recognize you. Any piece of art, because that is already a feat. Excellent. Now, please, I was going to say remain standing, but that's all right. Please stand again if you have won a gold or a silver award. Congratulations. Those were really, really hard to judge this year. You had some excellent work. We also have one group award, so if there are any students in the audience who are from the Normandan Advanced 8th grade art class, the whole collection of gargoyles won a special judges award, so please stand so we can recognize you if you have a gargoyle back here. Great. Now, we all know, especially the students, and especially myself, that none of this would be possible if you didn't have dedicated, passionate, creative art teachers in your schools. We have a team of about 25 art teachers that are throughout all of the schools, and I have to say this is the first year in a very long time where we have enough art teachers at all of the middle schools. So we are very, very thankful that we have that this year. So that's wonderful. And also, for the first time in quite a few years, we're moving forward with more art and music teachers than we had in the past, because every year we're adding. So we are very thankful for that as well, to bring opportunities to kids. So I'd like for all of our visual art teachers that are in the audience, and I know some of you are speaking with students up there, please come up on stage so we can recognize you. Please do. I know you're a shy bunch. Please come up on stage. These folks do more than I think any of you could know. To put a show on of this size is really an amazing feat, and they give a lot of their own personal time. So not only do we want to thank them, but we want to thank their families because they come and help, and it's just an amazing amount of dedication that they have. So please give them one more round. Now, before they leave the stage, we have someone very special to recognize, and if any of you are from Keith Middle School or have gone to Keith Middle School, then you will know that standing up on this stage is one of our beloved art teachers who had retired mid-year, and we miss her already. So, Miss Judy DeVoe, please come over for special recognition. Gave her time, her skill, her creativity, and her dedication for 29 years to New Bedford Public Schools. We are indebted. Thank you. And in closing, you guys look great here. Just stay for a minute. Oh, they're like, no, get me out of here. In closing, there are so many people to thank for tonight's event. This took, you know, as they say, it takes a village. Well, this took a school district to make this happen. So, of course, we would like to thank our central office leadership, including Dr. Durkin and Dr. Azar, all of the central office administrators, the school committee. We'd also like to thank our panel of judges. So from Artworks, Ms. Noelle Foy, and from Massasoit Community College, Mr. Brian Booten. We also would like to thank our performers who performed tonight. We'd like to thank the print shop, because every sign that you see and the 3,000 certificates that will go out to students are hand-done, well, not hand-done, computerized done in our print shop by them. We'd like to thank our custodial staff and food service, especially our facilities department, who took all of this artwork on panels and over the course of 3 or 4 days brought it all here piece by piece by piece and moved it up the stairs with me. And above all, we'd like to thank our students for taking the time, for going back and revising and sticking with it and really knowing that what you're doing is important enough to do your best. So we really want to thank you for doing that. Thank you to the parents for coming out tonight and supporting your kids, and have a great evening.
Sit with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now.
No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite,
Unearth hidden passion.
Mama, have a good time.
Seeds of inspiration to motivate some magic.
To change the writing on the wall, writing on the wall.
And make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first little thing that helps to change a life.
People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.